Hey y'all, it's Rich. Thank you for joining me today for today's Our Daily Bread. It is Friday, January 23rd. The weekend! Oh. Today's reading is from Romans chapter 9, verses 22 through 29. And their Bible verse they have is, unless the Lord Almighty had left us some survivors, we would have become like Sodom. Isaiah 1:9. Survivors by God's mercy. Charles Johan was a sailor from the young age of 11. He served as a baker on a number of ships, and in 1912 he got hired onto a cruise ship sailing out of Southampton, England. That ship, the Titanic, hit an iceberg in the northern Atlantic. As the ship went down, Johan helped people into lifeboats. He himself stood atop the end of the Titanic as it sunk vertically into the water. Miraculously, he survived. 30 years later, during World War II, Charles was Charles was on another ship, the RMS Oregon. It was rammed by another vessel and it also sank. Remarkably, Johan survived again. Scriptures tell us we're all on a sinking ship. Paul writes, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. He refers to the rebellious nation of Israel, quoting Isaiah, unless the Lord Almighty had left us some survivors, we would have become like Sodom. Paul speaks of a remnant of Israel, a shipload of survivors. Only the remnant will be saved. How are they saved? By receiving the good news. You see, we're all like Israel, drowning in our sin. None of us can be rescued unless we receive the good news. The lifeboat that God throws out to us all is Jesus. We who believe in Jesus might need to be reminded of the remarkable truth that we are, by God's mercy, survivors. Those who haven't yet found Jesus in the troubled waters of life might do well to climb in the lifeboat. The two questions at the end. When have you felt like you're drowning in life? Almost daily. How do you understand God's offer of a lifeboat? I read it in his book, and I have faith in the words that he promises. Okay, now it goes, we're going to go to the Bible, Romans 9, chapters 22 through 29. Alrighty. Romans chapter 9, verses 22 through 29. What if God, wanting to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath prepared for destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had prepared beforehand for glory, even us, whom he called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, as he says also in Hosea, I will call them my people who are not my people, and her beloved who was not beloved. And it shall come to pass in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, they shall be called sons of the living God. Isaiah also cries out concerning Israel. Through the number of the children of Israel as the sand of the sea, the remnant will be saved, for he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because the Lord will make a short work upon the earth. And as Isaiah said before, unless the Lord of Sabaoth had left us a seed, we would have become like Sodom, and we would have been made like Gomorrah. Survivors of our life. It's just something to think about, y'all. Have a great day and God bless. And always remember, God loves you, and so do I. Bye.